Streetsboro Rockets, Ella Kassan. First of all, congratulations on a great regular season.
Thank you.
And good season for you personally as well. So how do you feel it's gone for you so far?
At the beginning, I would feel like it was kind of a rough start for me, but as the season grew, I worked harder in practice with great teammates to play with. It makes it easier to get better. So just as the years gone by, I feel myself improving.
Okay. So how long have you played basketball?
As long as I can remember, honestly. My dad got me into it when I was really young.
So would you consider him your biggest influence?
Definitely, yeah. He played basketball in high school, and he's definitely been there for me every step of the way.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about playing high school basketball?
Definitely the atmosphere and the environment. Like the girls and the coaches are just always with you no matter what. They're encouraging, but they'll get on you.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun.
So you and Naomi are kind of like the Twin Towers. Do you have any kind of nickname for you guys? Or?
Record Career once called us the Twin Terrorists.
Okay.
So
That's cool. So as far as the season goes, you guys had a great regular season, 17-5. You won 8 in a row. What's been the biggest key to your success?
I would say definitely working on our defense. For one, like this year we've really concentrated on our defense, especially with the younger ones coming up. They just try to help me. I try to help them get in the groove a little bit because it's the first year playing high school ball. So just always encouraging them, and then mainly working on our defense.
Okay. So as far as you go personally, how would you describe your game?
Let me see. I know, I'm trying to think of. I would describe my game as kind of like, for offense, I would say like kind of like a surprise because I have a bunch of posters that I like to pull out during games.
Okay. How about your work ethic on the floor?
I give it 110% every time I'm out there because I know my time is limited as a junior. It goes by pretty quick.
Right. So, like I said, you had guys that had a good regular season. I'd say you're probably playing your best basketball right now, winning 8 in a row, going into the playoffs. What do you guys need to do to continue that success starting Wednesday against Painesville Harvey?
Just don't get too confident, I would say. Keep being determined. Like we have a goal in mind to make it far, and we can't let anything else get in the way of that. We have to keep working hard, keep encouraging ourselves, and just keep pushing.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food would have to be pasta.
Pasta.
Good pasta.
Just heard that one too. From Naomi.
Well,
How about like pregame? Do you have any like ritual or snacks? Certain thing you do before each game?
yeah, so all of us, Naomi this year gives us a little pep talk, to get us going. And then we also have Reagan, our sophomore, lead a prayer for us every time.
That's cool. How about your favorite music artist?
Let's go with Taylor Swift right now.
That's cool.
Definitely favorite.
All right, well, I appreciate you taking time out of practice to come talk to me.
No, thank you.
All right, good luck to you Wednesday.
Thank you.
We're here with Streetsboro Rockets, Carlee Bedford. How you doing, Carlee?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Congratulations on the success you've had this season, 17-5.
Thank you.
When did you get started playing basketball?
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade. Is that like your favorite sport? You played other sports or pretty much stuck to basketball?
I play volleyball and softball, but basketball's always on top for me.
Okay. Who's been your biggest influence as far as playing basketball?
My father.
Okay. Did he teach you the game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. So how would you describe yourself like on the floor as a player?
I don't really have a position. I'm kind of everywhere. I like playing with God's spot. I'm a good shooter, so corner shots are mostly my thing. But I don't know, I'm all around doing everything. Defense is one of my better things. It has been throughout the season, so I'm really effective there, and I'm shooting.
Shooting the ball. I know you're leading the team in 3-pointers, so that's a good stat. I consider yourself more of a vocal leader on the court as opposed to being quiet. Okay. All right. So, couple funner questions. What's your favorite food?
I like French fries.
French fries.
I love French fries.
How about musical artist?
I listen to Drake and Jay-Z and Kanye West, but I'm not too much in the Kanye West right now, but I listen to Kanye too.
It's kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah. And SZA. I love SZA.
Okay. How do you have like a favorite player, like around basketball? Well, it doesn't even have to be basketball, like any sport.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. Okay, that's definitely a good one. So we talked about the success you guys have had, 17-5. What would you'd say would be your biggest key to success this season?
Definitely the defensive end.
Defense.
Our defense has improved since our first game. We started off the season with a loss, and I feel like we learned in that game that defense is probably the most important part of anything. So definitely our defensive end has won us a lot of these games.
So how do you think you've grown your game personally, your first year at varsity?
It's definitely been an adjustment fitting in, especially with older girls. But I think I've grown a lot learning how to not play for others, but to play for myself. And like doing my own thing and like not letting other people, I guess, like influence how I play.
Okay. And then finally, you're heading into the playoffs now. You've got Painesville Harvey on Wednesday. So what do you guys need to do to continue the success you've had?
Definitely more vocal on defense. But I think if we play really good defense and talk and we move and shots are falling, we're going to have a good game.
Awesome. I appreciate your time. Thank you. All right, we're here with Streetsboro Rockets, Naomi Benson. Naomi, first, congratulations on a great regular season.
Thank you.
Both you and the team.
Thank you.
So how did you get started playing basketball?
My brothers, they really helped me. They really helped me grow to love basketball. I didn't like it at first because the gym was so loud and packed, but I truly love it, and they helped me learn and develop more.
So that you say that they're probably the biggest influence with your game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did the growth spurt start? Because like when people first see you, they see the height. Like, wow, how much bigger is? It's funny actually. I had one of my friends went to the sprint ball game and they played you guys. It was like, there's this girl named Benson. She was so much taller than the other guy. I said, yeah, I know who she is.
Fourth grade, I think I was about 4'9", and then it just started going. Ooh, like spiral out of nowhere.
So how would you describe yourself on the floor?
I would say a very hardworking, humble, and teammate player. You know, I like to give my team the ball. There's no I in team,
Exactly.
so that's what I got them for.
About leadership, are you more the vocal type or quiet?
I would say vocal. They usually ask me questions when like they need help and stuff like that. Like when they like need like advice, I always give them the advice. So I would say I'm very vocal.
So pregame rituals, just talked to Ella and she mentioned that you like to give a pep talk to the team.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah, so what's that all about?
Oh, so since I'm like vocal, I usually give like the pregame hype speech before the game. That really gets them pumped up, so it helps us a lot.
Right.
It's usually just me screaming at them.
Oh.
Not in a bad way though.
No, I get it. So how about what's your favorite food?
Pasta.
Pasta.
Especially from Olive Garden.
There you go.
Really good.
How about pregame snacks?
PB&G bowl from Pope.
My
with
favorite.
extra banana.
Yeah, my favorite as well. So you guys 18-7, or 17-5. Sorry, you're 18-7 last year, 17-5 this year. Won 8 in a row, so I'd say you're probably playing your best basketball right now.
We're like the wins we could be better right now, I would say, because our wins have been like it hasn't been our best basketball, but I said it's got us to where we need to be.
Right.
So now is the time like to turn on our best basketball. Because once we lose, we're done. We can't do that.
Very true. What's been the biggest key to your success this season?
I would say us being like a team. You know, like some teams just like to have one player just go 1v1 against the whole team, like 1v5. That never works.
Very true.
We're connected, like off and on the court. We're like really good connection. I think our team chemistry like really helps us on the court.
Okay. And then for you personally, how do you think your game has grown from your freshman year to this year?
I would say I'm more adequate with the ball, I would say. Like last year, I would just like put up shots. I wouldn't really see the court.
Yeah.
Like I used to be like the 1v5 person. I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't really a team player, but now this year I developed to be a team player. just helped a lot.
And finally, heading into the postseason, you've got your first game Wednesday against Painesville Harvey. What do you guys need to do to continue the success you've had with the 8 wins in a row in this season and on into the playoffs now?
Just be more patient with the ball, you know, and be more determined and focused on like every possession. Both possessions of the floor matter. So everything's to work on.
Well, thank you for taking some
Thank
time out
you.
of practice to talk to me.
5, same deal, ladies. 3 stops and we switch it. 3 stops and we switch it. Start off with the next. Okay, now remember all your options here too. Wings can't get open, they're not open. You can dribble over, wave it through, and you can screen yourself. Alright? Trying to run it from like free throw line extended to volleyball line extended. So dribble it down a little bit lower, set it up, use your dribble, and then go from there. And then once we do set that up, you screen for me, and you roll off that, and I reverse it here. That's your first look, okay? And it's almost going to be easier at times for you guys to make the pass to each other off of a roll like that, because she's got that sealed and you've got a good angle to throw it, as opposed to me trying to throw it from here. You're already looking there. Does that make sense? All right, let's go. We got 2 sides for goal. You understand what I'm saying?
If they don't, it's another pull-up. All right?
Okay, 5 goal, 3 blue and a runner.
All right, we're here with Streetsboro's head coach, Carl Singer. How you doing, Coach?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
First, great. Congratulations on a great regular season, heading into the playoffs now. So, kind of talk about you a little bit first. Understand you're a math teacher in middle school. How'd you get involved in teaching math?
So I was at Bedford High School for 8 years. Taught math at the high school, coached JV girls basketball there. And then when this position came open, actually got the basketball job first in like May, June. And then they just so happened to have a 7th grade math position pop open, and it was meant to be, I guess.
Nice. So how'd you get started into coaching basketball and then ending up coaching Streetsboro varsity?
Played basketball all my life, basically. I've always loved the sport.
Yeah.
Every intention of coaching once I got to that point in my life, and opportunity presented itself. I didn't necessarily expect it to be on the girls' side, but once I got into it and I saw how much I enjoyed coaching the girls and everything, just kind of fell in love with doing it, and I've loved it ever since.
Okay. So during basketball season in particular, you're a full-time teacher, you got full-time coaching, and then your home life. How do you balance all that?
I don't have a really good answer for that. I've got 3 kids at home, 7, 4, and 2.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a little crazy at home typically, and then middle schoolers are a whole nother challenge to deal with during the workday. This is I would say my passion to come here and do this. I love doing this. But just getting to work with kids all day and enjoying that and getting to go home and see my kids at the end of the day always makes it worthwhile.
Definitely. So what would you say is your favorite thing about coaching at the high school level?
I think just the competitiveness of it. Especially I feel like at this point, every team has good players. Kids now spend so much more time working on the off season and improving. Like you just see players with a lot more skill now. And so these kids come in like they want to really play well, and they're really dedicated to the sport. And we're lucky enough to have a lot of those kids. So it's fun to watch them come in and compete even on a daily basis in practice.
What would you say the biggest strength is of this year's team?
I think just that, honestly. Like we have so many good players in the program right now that we're able to come in and improve on a daily basis. We're not just like coming in and trying to figure out ways to compete. We've got 10 kids that can come in and get after each other every day. And with the different abilities they all have, like, it's a really good combination.
Okay. Who would you say is the most vocal of all the girls?
Oh, geez. It honestly probably depends on the day.
Okay.
We have some good leaders on the team. They'll step up and they'll say things to the other players, just holding each other accountable. They're all pretty loud when they want to be.
Yeah.
No, we've got some awesome kids on the team, so it makes it easy for me to do my job.
I know Naomi mentioned she likes to yell at them pregame, kind of pump them up.
Yeah, Naomi's kind of our hype man for sure. She kind of took that role last year even as a freshman. But we just have so many kids that are passionate about the sport that they all come in with good energy on a daily basis, and it doesn't take much to get them going.
So you guys are 17-5 on the regular season, 8 wins in a row. Would you say you're playing your best ball right now, or?
I think in that spurt in these last 8 games, we played some really good basketball. Sometimes the shots aren't falling, and you got to still find a way to win. So we've relied on our defense in a couple of those games as well, and that's been our message all year. The shots are going to come and go. Offense sometimes isn't going to be there, but we've got to stay solid on the defensive end, and if they can't score, they can't win. It's kind of our motto. So that's what we go with.
So what's been the biggest key to your success this season?
Honestly, I think just the team chemistry. Like I said, the girls are all great kids. They get along so well, and we talked about at the beginning of the season, we thought that was the number one thing that was going to lead us toward improving on a daily basis, is just them pushing each other, but also at the same time, at the end of the practice, like, hey, you did a nice job today, but tomorrow I'm going to get you.
Right.
Just that competitiveness, but understand we're still all on the same team at the end of the day.
Okay. So heading into the postseason now, you got a matchup first round against Painesville Harvey on Wednesday. What do you guys need to do to continue that success into the postseason?
Well, we just talked about today. We have to be consistent. We can't take plays off. We can't take days off. We just got to come in with the same mindset and attitude. Because at this point, if you lose, you're done, and you don't get another chance. You don't get another practice or another game to prove yourself. And so the message right now is like we need to flip on the switch and we need to leave it on.
All right. Well, before I let you go, I know the main focus is on Painesville Harvey Wednesday, but there's a little milestone that could happen Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've thought about in the back of your head?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of just a cool thing, I guess, in terms of like for the program, knowing that like it hasn't always been an established, successful program,
right?
And just being able to, I guess, be a consistent, coach for them.
Yeah.
Because that really hasn't happened here throughout the program's history either. So it means more to me just for them to have that consistency, and hopefully that helps them throughout their time here.
All right. Well, good luck Wednesday, and I appreciate you taking the time out.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.